We're going to start right away by introducing the first award of the night is our Policymaker of the Year award, and our Congressman. I'll have him introduce himself because, as most of you already know, I'm terrible with names, so I'm just going to tell you that right now.
That's all right. You would join a lot of distinguished company in getting my last name close to right. I'm Congressman Gabe of Rhode Island's 1st Congressional District. And I'm very honored to be before you and Kristen and the whole coalition. Thank you for committing to being in Rhode Island in 2026. And I look forward to joining you again then. And there are so many friends here. I'm going to get myself into trouble by not mentioning everybody. But Mayor Smiley, it's always good to be with you. So many leaders in the General Assembly. Thank you for your work and your preparation to deal with the headwinds of Washington. And we're going to beat back as much as we can. And I know that you are on the front lines for people throughout our state. Our leaders in labor, we don't do this without working people. And so President Crowley, Joe, so many leaders in labor present here in the room. But I'm here to give an award to a very special person, our governor, Dan McKee. Now, before I get off to listing all the ways that the governor has made Rhode Island a leader in clean energy, I do want to acknowledge the circumstances that we face because of decisions coming out of Washington. You know, we know that the clean energy movement is facing headwinds that are strong, that are powerful coming out of Washington, D.C. But I know something else that's stronger, and that's the will and the determination of people here in this room. And we have heard the president make his priorities clear with catchphrases and all sorts of nonsensical language. But it all comes down to no to renewable energy, no to fuel emission standards, no to climate action, and yes to, drilling. Now, whether it's the halting of the sale of leases to offshore wind developers in federal waters or pausing federal permitting for projects on his first day in office, we know where his priorities are. And they extend to blocking the greenhouse gas reduction funds for clean energy and climate resilience projects. But ultimately, it's a question of values. The president is mortgaging our future, and not just the future of those in this room, generations to come who will face great challenge if we don't reverse these horrific actions. And so I've been raising the alarm. I can't get in front of a mic without saying and speaking these truths. As a member of the Science, Space, and Technology Committee, the top member of the Environment Committee, sounding the alarm on what the harm has done to agencies like NOAA. As a member of the Budget Committee, fighting tooth and nail against those efforts to cut back on energy efficiency standards. But all of that action in Washington will not overcome our little state, and that great state is led by Governor Dan McKee. And under his leadership, we have made some real progress, milestone work that has been a model for this whole nation, including being the first state in the country to complete that initial phase of the National Electric Vehicle Infrastructure Program, also known as NEVI, a huge milestone. Under his leadership, in partnership with our General Assembly, Rhode Island has invested over $50 million in clean energy, charging infrastructure, and energy efficiency projects. And we're moving aggressively, regardless of all the noise, towards 100% renewable electricity. So thank you, Governor, for your leadership. So when times are tough, we look for people to rise. And the folks in this room are part of overcoming the challenges that we face. But standing at the front of the line is the Policymaker of the Year, my great friend, a great leader for Rhode Island, Governor Dan McKee.
Thanks, Gabe. Thanks, Congressman. You're everywhere. Congressman, you are everywhere. Everywhere I am, and other places too. So, Congressman, thank you so much for taking the time here tonight to, provide this opportunity for me to speak, and also, I don't know how well it's deserved. I'll give my staff and shortly I'll mention Chris Kearns on an award that he's going to receive as doing the work and opening up the channels that are so important for us here in Rhode Island. And I want to give a shout out. Everywhere I go, it's about the Rhode Island 2030 plan. It's about raising academic outcomes. It's about raising incomes. It's about raising personal wealth in every household in the state of Rhode Island. Make sure we're healthy, to enjoy living here, and making sure we're investing in the infrastructure that really helps make all that happen. The infrastructure that is being invested in right now in Revolution Wind, that is perhaps the only project right now that is going to happen, and will be, I think, we'll be all set on that by the end of 26, electrifying over 250,000 homes at a rate that the ratepayers can afford. That was in place as I came in the door. Mayor Smiley was actively work. I completed it to make sure that we had everything in order to get that done. And I happen to believe that you really take the good things that are on the table when you show up, you try to improve them, and that's what we're trying to do. But I can tell you that not only is it important on the energy side, but it's so important on the jobs. And Paul and the rest of the crew hear me say JOBS, JOBS, and we need to make sure we're putting people to work. So this is a perfect partnership. Not only does it create the environment and the clean air and the renewable sources for our energy, and Rhode Island is a leader, and I'm going to make sure that as long as I'm governor, we'll make sure that continues to happen. But we also talk about the jobs that it presents, in Provport, in the areas that have to do with, as Chris said, and I'll get now to introduce Chris in a second, but I want to first thank everybody for this award. And now I'm going to shift gears here a little bit because I get to introduce Chris Kearns. No, not yet. No, I'm not. So I'm going to be told to leave the stage, and then I'm going to come back. But thank you for this award. I really appreciate it very much. Thank you.